not really wearing anything other than gravel type clothing. Don't like wearing tight clothing, so I don't look good in it. I've even tried all that stuff, fat lad at the back stuff. I still look like a tightly packed sausage. Right now I'm on smooth tarmac. I'm flanked by these, what are they? Balsam plants. Hello. Oh yeah. Thank you. I do like this gold colour. Still like that. But it's difficult to know exactly how much is left kilometres wise, and that's what's, it's good to see that 25k there. Take our way through all these chunky bits of rock. Sure as eggs. The rock. Sketchy. After quite a few days of heavy rain. So I'm just sticking basically to gravel on the E-Cross Hill, the Lapierre E-Cross Hill. The last 3 days, really heavy rain through the night and drizzle all the way through the day. Hasn't rained at all today, thank goodness. It's been quite windy. I mean, luckily I work through all of July and the first couple of days of August this year, so in a way I've had a few nice dry days. Quite wet, grey the last week, but hey, I think the week forward now, as far as the Met Office are concerned, it's going to be in South Wales, sunny with a bit of cloud. You can see I'm doing these crazy long distances. How do they actually carry enough water and electrolytes to replace, you know, in my case in 2018 I had a seizure as I was dehydrated and I'd lost essential salts, electrolytes. I had to go on a drip. That was nasty. That was after probably a couple of weeks of riding in sort of temperatures around between, say, 25 and the highest was 31, because I know that was the day that I actually had the seizure after the ride. Wow, it's like autumn already. Yeah, it's just from the rain flowing down the leaves. Yeah, you can't be too careful. Hydration, getting in the shade, cooling off, taking a break. When you're out riding in the summer, you've got to take these things seriously, you know. But as you get older, the imperfections in your body start showing. Well, I was probably in my teens. I narrowed it down to a head injury I had when I was 13. Owning up. I think they were shocked at what they did. It's what happens when you're kids, isn't it? You do stuff and then you see the consequences. It's all laughs until you realise the consequences of their actions. And I'm lying flat on my back with blood all over my head and my shirt and everything. But I didn't go to hospital. I mean, we're talking early 80s. You didn't go to the hospital in the early 80s. And then the other kid said he was sorry. That's it, end of it really. I fainted a few times in school after that, for about the week after, and I definitely underwent maybe possibly a minor personality change, in that I just started getting more studious. So I started working a bit harder in school. I stopped focusing on my judo and football and actually started focusing on schoolwork. I would stay in and revise for tests, which I'd never done ever before that incident. My mates were taking the mickey out of me for being a swat. But I don't know, I just found my attention was just more focused. I remember just being like really into stuff all of a sudden. Of course, this is now, if you go on the Headway, it's a charity for brain injury. Go look at their website, or better still, go on their YouTube channel. I'll link it below. You'll see a lot of brain injuries, whether they're sustained in sports, traffic, work, you name it. Head injury is a head injury, isn't it? But it can have, I mean, obviously you can have debilitating, catastrophic events, completely life-ending, life-changing. I think you have the head injuries over time, such as in sports, but mine was possibly a bleed from the blunt force trauma, which then led to a calcified lesion, frontal lobe. Potassium. I don't need to put it up on the screen. Yeah, that's what's in bananas. That's why bananas are good, you know. There's a lot of them out there. It's, what's it called? Nuun. N-W, not W, N-U-U-N, Nuun. Well, it is a W, but that's confusing, isn't it? It's a W, but not a W. My local bike shop stopped selling them, so I'm back onto sports and science, SIS. I find those really good because it comes in a gel form, so it gives you the energy as well as the electrolytes. Even on this little ride out today, I've got myself 500 ml with electrolytes. Well, heart rate 122 beats per minute. Not going mad. It's a bit pedally along here, but if I put it in economy, that's the green level 1. I can just sit and spin along here, get my heart rate into that zone 2, 120, 130 beats per minute. You're not getting a huge amount of assistance. You've got to work. Yeah, it's not a light bike to ride without the motor. You're going to feel it on the climbs. This is nice, boy, isn't it? Oh, a little stop, I think. Take some pickies. This is the other thing that I experienced with my head injury. 13 years old. If I revised really, really hard, I could remember stuff visually in my head. So if a teacher was talking to me, instead of said a bit of information, it wouldn't really go in, but if I wrote it down, put it in a book, and then looked at the book, I could recall the image of the book.
Side the road while the peloton went past.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh. Wow. Let's see how muddy it is. I'm going to do that on a day when it's not wet. It could be one of those rides where you run out of battery before you want to. Got the impressive Garth Mountain in front of us. I've done 20 kilometers. Not a massive ride, but enough to stretch the legs. Hoping that Bike Park Wales tomorrow is going to be a worthwhile day. Sorry, do you right?